All right, it's time for another beer, rum, and rock and roll rock shot. This time we're celebrating the 40th anniversary of Van Halen's fourth album, Fair Warning. Released April 29th, 1981, it sold more than 2 million copies in the US alone. It was produced by Ted Templeman, who produced the first 6 Van Halen albums, and it was recorded in 12 days at Sunday Sound in Los Angeles, California. Of course, we have David Lee Roth on lead vocals, Edward Van Halen on guitar, synth, and background vocals, Michael Anthony on bass and background vocals, and Alex Van Halen on drums. I've really been looking forward to talking about this one, man. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. You?
Yeah, I've told the story a few times on the podcast about how this album showed up for me on my way home from school, as a young lad about 12 years old, and mesmerized me completely. And that was really my first introduction really to Van Halen. So this record does mean a lot. So I'm excited to talk about it for sure.
That's awesome, dude. Not to throw in a negative stat, but it was the slowest and lowest selling album of the Roth era. So just to give you an idea, the first Van Halen album sold 10 million, Van Halen 2, 5 million, Women and Children First, 3 million. You see a pattern? Fair Warning, 2 million. Diver Down went up again to 4, and then 84, of course, another 10 million. So that's where it sits in the catalog. But despite that, critics dug it. And if you talk to guitar players, 9 times out of 10, it's their favorite Van Halen album.
I'm one of those.
Yeah, I bet
really
you are.
dig this record. Yeah, for that reason. So yeah, 100%.
Okay, man. Well, let's talk about before we get into the album, the music, let's talk about this album cover. It features part of a painting called The Maze. It's by a Canadian cat named William Karelic. It's supposed to depict his tortured youth. Guy getting punched in the face or whatever's going on there. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I love the Canadian connection on this. Never knew that
right?
For the many, many years until all of a sudden, you're digging into something. You're going, really? That was a Canadian, they found this thing. It was really cool. Yeah. Neat story. Yeah.
And then you get the Zlaws. Neil Zlazauer took this inside photo, which to me, it looks like a takeoff on the Beatles, right?
Yeah.
Another one of those deals.
Mm-hmm.
Good looking shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's that. Okay, man. For me, this is the band at the peak of their powers. Every guy wants to be them. And every chick wants to bang them. I mean, this is what we're talking about here. They were just badass. They were firing on all cylinders, man. And this tour, and I've said this on the show many times too, was my first concert. I was in grade 10. It was 1981. It was my first concert, and it just blew my mind, needless to say.
Fuck, I so wish that I was born a little bit earlier. I got something to say about this record too, is that Esquire magazine listed this as one of 75 records that every man should have in his collection. So it's got that going for him too,
We're men then.
Esquire says, listen to Fair Warning. Yeah.
Esquire, that's awesome. Another thing I want to say about this album is it's heavier and darker than the previous 3. And what might have led to that was Eddie was butting heads with Roth and Ted Templeman, hey? So you got Dave who wants to stay more commercial, right? And you got Ted who wants to have everything live with no overdubs and none of that studio experimentation. And you got Eddie who wants to do different shit. So His quote is, I wasn't very happy with the way things were going or the way people were approaching the whole recording process. I'd sneak back into the studio at 4 a.m. with Don Landy, the engineer, and completely re-record all the solos and overdubs the way I wanted them. On the whole album, I was angry, frustrated, and loose. Well, if this is him angry, frustrated, and loose, I'll take it every fucking day of the week.
Yeah. Right? He loved the studio too. Like, it's their band and their music, that this shouldn't even be a confrontation at all. And like we know, you get more when everybody's collaborative and working together rather than the frustration that obviously came out here for Eddie Van Halen. So I'm glad he took the bull by the horns and said, fuck that. This is my music, my record. Fuck you.
Right. It worked out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Roth's quote on it was, This is not like Judas Priest and Black Sabbath. That's for young boys. I maintain that Van Halen is for everybody.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to alienate anybody with doing something too heavy. He wants everybody in on it. And it's not yin and yang and that friction that is Van Halen. And that's what creates this badass music too, right? It's not all kumbaya doesn't always equal good art.
There always will be a little bit of that in anything that you do, especially when there's people involved outside of the band that you rely on and respect and what have you. But when it's a talking point after the fact, there's an issue. Clearly. Yeah.
When you have to sneak in after hours.
Yeah. For your own shit.
Oh, man.
That's crazy.
Okay, dude. Well, let's get to the good part. Let's talk about the music. You got 9 tracks, clocking in at just over 30 minutes. That's an album. All killer, no filler, as the phrase goes.
I got to say about that, too, about being that short, that it begs you to listen again.
Yeah.
So it's repeated right away for me, generally. I didn't get enough at 31. Let's go 62.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And this is interesting as well. All tracks written by the band. Like every song's credited to all 4 guys, and that's very unusual. And they did that to avoid any fighting over money and shit. Well, that's a rare thing. Very rare.
Yeah. And knowing what happened to the band later,
it worked for a while.
It worked for a bit. Yeah, but not very long. Yeah.
Okay, dude, let's dive in. Track number 1, Mean Street. So you've got this iconic intro from Eddie. And when I think about it, yes, it's shorter, but it's like Eruption in that you're listening to it going, what the fuck is this? And how is he doing that? It's another one of those deals, right? That fucking riff after that is just gritty and mean, and it's funky too, right? And I'm going to say this about every song, but the solo is epic. It just is. Like, it's just awesome.
Yeah. Well, that little guitar intro was the first thing I heard. And as a very beginner guitar player, my ears took notice. That's crazy good. And it's crazy in my head, and I need a lot more of that. Yeah, the groove, absolutely fantastic. The intro, absolutely fantastic. The Phase 90 touches, absolutely Eddie, absolutely fantastic. Roth's lyrics, let's get there for a second, were just awesome and catchy and dark, like you said. You know, this album had the dark tinge to it. I think that's where a lot of it came from me, not so much musically as it was the darker kind of lyrical content, or some could perceive as dark, you know.
Well, dark for Van Halen.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Gang vocals like they're used to, awesome. The breakdown, great, awesome.
I know.
Dance baby.
Oh, man. I mean, yeah. I want to go back to Roth for a minute.
Yeah.
He's always done this, like in the Cradle Will Rock and Everybody Wants Some. He has snippets of this kind of talky thing he does that's so awesome. And he does it throughout this album in a bunch of songs. So yeah, like you mentioned it, like it's just awesome. See, a gun is real easy in that desperate part of town. Turns you from hunted into hunter. Go and hunt somebody down. But then somebody said, fair warning, Lord, strike that poor boy down. And that pick drag and into that fucking solo he goes. Oh, it's just wicked, man.
And the groove sets that up so amazingly. Like,
yeah,
just ready to rip your face off. And
yeah,
it's a great opener. My favorite song on the record, bar none. Bar none. It is my favorite.
For me, that's a tough one. I think it's a tie.
Okay. I can't wait to hear. I can't wait to hear what could beat that. But let's see.
Okay, number 2 is Dirty Movies. So this is prom queen turned porn queen is the gist on this one.
Let's keep going down the dark thing. Yeah, here we go.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of a shuffle vibe to it, right? It's a bit different. Eddie plays some slide on this one, and that's new for him. And you get another Roth kind of talky lyric. Hey, you remember that girl was prom queen? Oh, wow. Take it off. Take it all off. So it's dark, but it's got that Roth fun in it at the same time, right?
Yeah. I'm going to quote another lyric for you on this song.
Go for it.
Daddy's little sweetie after some damn rainbow got the big deal in the back of a limo.
you talking about?
What is he saying?
He is one badass lyricist, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
I love it.
He's so underrated.
Love it. Especially as a young man. I love it.
Okay, man. Number 3, they get you back in a fucking hurry. All right, you sinners swing. Sinners swing. I love this song. I've always loved it. It's got that double time. It's a little faster. It's a ripper. Tons of swagger on it. And again, the guitar solo is bananas. It just shreds. And I got to quote Roth again. It's the first F-bomb on a Van Halen album.
Right.
She looks so fucking good, so sexy and so frail. Something's got the bite in me. I'm going straight to hell. Get out and push. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. And what the chorus is so fun, you know, and those gang vocals, and Michael doesn't get enough credit for anything they've done. And this is a big part of it, man, is the vocal arrangement and his harmony, and all of it is just so great. So kudos to Michael. Another great groove and hook and all kinds of stops. Like they just kind of stop and then get back in and stop, and then, you know, fun to play. I'm sure it's just, fun track for them. And swinging.
Okay, number 4, I've been trying to convict it. It's winner take all. I want to run for my money. That's all. I don't want to hear about it later. Now, this one is different again, man. That tasty opening guitar part, it's got a great melody. It's catchy as hell. And I love that beat change before the guitar solo. And Alex is hammering on that cowbell. Oh, man. It's just great songwriting. Like, this is a really well-structured song.
Like you mentioned, that infectious little intro that Eddie does. I mean, he was thinking about sonically creating the tone of his instrument, you know, on all the records. But this one, you know, had a kind of a slightly different sound that obviously he crafted. And when they rip into that super groove after that, it's so great. Good. And I wrote, to your point, Eddie writing some great music for melodic ideas for Dave. And that's what this song does, and does well. And that little lead into the chorus is super catchy, into a super catchy, again, gang vocal chorus that they're known for. And the bridge into the breakdown is so melodic. And then a very interesting solo from Eddie. Oh, the song has it all.
It really does. It's an awesome track.
It is.
Oh, man.
It is.
Number 5, this would be the tie. Unchained. I fucking love this song. It's the second single off the album. It's one of my favorite Van Halen tracks of all time. It's quintessential VH. That riff, that heavy riff, there's something about it. I mean, they opened the 1984 tour with it. Spotlight on Eddie, and Roth comes off the kit. It was just unbelievable. And again, the lyrics are badass. Thought you'd never miss me till I got a fat city address. Nonstop talker, what a rocker. Blue-eyed murder in a size 5 dress. I mean, that is awesome.
I'm all with you on the lyrical idea of this tune. For some reason, this song didn't earworm me like Mean Street did. Not even close, actually. But the song is great. Again, the tasty Phase 90 stuff he does.
Yeah.
It's him, but it not overdone. You know, it's just little moments. You just go, yeah, there's Eddie. You know, and just perfect for the song. The groove is killer. And I want to get me some leg tonight for sure, Randy.
Tell us how you do.
Yeah.
That "Come on, Dave, give me a break." That's Ted Templeman saying that. Hey,
of course it is. Yeah.
One break coming up. That little breakdown, that vocal breakdown, is so Dave. When he goes, "Hey man, that suit is you."
Yeah.
I mean, that's just hilarious.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
hey,
anybody that hears him in an interview,
yeah,
this is him from the beginning. This is not Dave turning into a kind of a weird, crazy dude. I mean, he's been always kind of that flamboyant weirdness from the get-go.
Yes.
And it's genuine, and that's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And sharp and smart as a fucking tack, man. This guy is smart. Okay, number 6, push comes to shove. They mix it up again here. This one's got a tinge of reggae, little reggae vibe to it, I heard. It reeks of David Lee Roth in a good way. I mean, again, that talky thing. Does it seem cold in here to you? What's there to do tonight? Anything? Give me another cigarette. Is there anything left in that bottle? Yeah, man. I mean, it's hilarious and cool all at the same time, right? And Michael Anthony's bass lines on this one really stand out and are really cool too. And Eddie's solo on this one, it might be my favorite Eddie solo. It's right up there. It showcases all his best techniques all in one solo. It's unreal.
I like that you go first dissecting the tracks, because then I can just go and say everything you say. So let's go here.
Just go ditto.
First note. Let's get funky. Love the bass. I love hearing David talk. I do. I love it. I do. I look forward to it, and I love it. Love the solo stuff from Eddie on this track. All of it. Like, he does about 2 little tiny ones and a big one, and but it's all gold. This track is great. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've always heard that Eddie kind of wrote a lot of the stuff Michael would play. Is that true?
I've read that too, where, that's not hard to believe.
True.
Like, Michael Anthony's a great bass player.
Yeah.
But when you're Eddie Van Halen, you want things a certain way, you're
Yeah.
going to get those things a certain way.
And fit in that pocket. So I don't know who to credit for that right now as far as the arrangement of it, but the playing's great and it sounds great on the track. And yeah, I love this track. It's great.
Yeah, and the thing that's cool about it too, and it's hard for me to remember the first time I heard it, obviously, but when that guitar solo comes in, you don't really hear it coming that way. Like, it does take you off guard. It's like, whoa, what's he doing here, right?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Right?
Really cool. Yeah, exactly. What's the problem?
Yeah. I'll go first on the next one, just so you can repeat what I say.
I'm sorry. I'm stealing all your notes.
No, not at all. I like the fact that we have agree on all this, but so this is love.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. To quote a lyric from this song. Tasty interplay between the vocals and Eddie, and that's how he writes. And I think he knows how that all works, and this song defines that. Again, the gang vocals, and another, well, as if you're not going to get another great solo out of Eddie on this record, but yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I just have, it's the first single they released from the album. It's a little trivia for you there.
Yeah.
And again, Michael Anthony's bass is right up front on this one and groovy as hell. It's cool that they're a band where you really hear every instrument. I mean, there's no burying the bass. Like, it's right up there, and that's awesome, right? And this song swings.
Yeah, and we haven't even talked about the drums. Alex showed up in my top 10 because of the stuff they laid down. And it's him. You feel it, you hear it. He's a great drummer. Don't care what anybody else says. He's a great drummer.
I think we're both up until now, we're making the point that Alex and Michael just get so overshadowed by Eddie and Roth because they're so larger than life. But you're right. Alex Van Halen is fucking badass, man.
And so unassuming and never talked about and never complaining about it. Like, I've never heard it. Not that I've been looking or listening for it, but it is what it is to him, but he's fantastic.
Yeah, and he doesn't seek attention, like you're saying, right? It's just there.
Well,
right?
Some of the outfits in the 80s drew some attention.
He was a bad dresser, man.
Miami
they
Vice,
all had sketchy outfits. Yeah,
totally. Sunday afternoon in the park. The title conjures up from me sitting there on a blanket smoking weed. That's what I think of. And when I hear this track, it's so fucking weird. But they somehow own it. The synthy stuff that's dark. Again, dark here. You think with a title like Sunday Afternoon in the Park is going to be, rainbows and kisses. It ain't. I just said they must have been fucking high to write this and put it on a record. That's my point right there.
Well, I don't know about because this is all Eddie.
Right, of course. So, yeah, I know.
Yeah. Like he's rocking an electro harmonic synth. That's what he's doing. And I just think, they have an instrumental on every album up to this point of some sort. This is the first one that's not guitar based at all. It's full synth. So that was different. And it's funky and weird, like you said, and cool though. And it blends really nicely into that last track, which we'll get to. But yeah, it's just a weird synth instrumental thing. I mean, it's only 2 minutes long, and
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. But like you said, it leaks into the next track, which is
Number nine, 1 foot out the door.
Mhm.
Okay, this one, it's fast for them. It's a fast rocker. It's got that synth line kind of carried over from the instrumental, I guess. Rumor has it, it was one take as the band were about to leave the studio, is what I read. After finishing the record, they just tossed this off. And that's kind of what it feels like. I mean, it's a 2-minuter. If there's a throwaway track on the album, it is this one. But it's still cool. It's fucking Van Halen, man. Come on. It should have been longer, though. It should have been another minute, you know.
My note here is punk synth.
Right.
You know,
synth.
and punk music wasn't multiple takes, overdubs, and it was that. So it lends itself right there to being able to be crafted and done in one take.
Right.
But the solo is pretty fucking awesome, dude.
What?
Yeah. So that salvages it on every level if you listen to that thing, you know.
Right. Come on, it's Eddie.
Oh yeah.
Okay, man. Well, that sums it up. I mean, I've got a couple of things to add, but song-wise, you got anything else you want to say about any of those tracks other than it's full of badassery?
It's badassery at its finest. A record that means a lot more than pretty much any other record in their catalog. It was very important to talk about, and I will listen to it again tonight because 31 minutes isn't enough.
Those first 4 albums are untouchable. Like I've said this before on the show, but I would put them up against the first 4 Zeppelin albums. They're that good, I think. I mean, they're not Zeppelin. They're a different band, but the quality, it's that good.
Their music has been so original, you know, they've always kind of done, they haven't really leaned on anything too hard, except for the expertise in the band and how they can all create this wonderful music together. It's awesome.
They're not stealing blues tunes. That's what you're saying.
I just kind of swayed into there because I don't want to get into too big of a discussion about it, but yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But see, the Zeppelin freaks will be going, yeah, but Van Halen did a bunch of covers, and it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying they're that good.
This is why we don't discuss.
The shit show starts. Yeah. I just wanted to add that they shot 3 live videos for this album. Unchained, So This Is Love, and Hear About It Later. They recorded them at Oakland Coliseum on a 3-night stint they did there. I don't know why they didn't roll on more of it. Rumor is there might be more of it, but then I read there isn't. Who knows, right? It's a shame, though. They debuted these videos on Don Kirshner's rock concert, but they also played them on the New Music. That's where I saw them. And I recorded them on the old Betamax, and I watched them over and over and over, dude. Just wicked. I mean, those 3 videos, I still fire them up once in a while, you know? Okay, leave your comments below and tell us what you guys think of Fair Warning. Follow us on all the socials. Don't forget to hit subscribe.
And go play this fucking record and play
it.
And play it loud. Exactly.
Yeah, for
Rock
sure.
on, kids.
Okay, until next time, keep rock alive. Peace out.
Later.